Hello children, welcome to Aims India's online classes. So in today's class we'll discuss about analogy from reasoning. What are we going to discuss? About analogy from reasoning. Now, what are our objectives? Students will be able to study the similar patterns. They will be able to sort out objects on the basis of similarity. Classification based question list the abilities of the student to observe the differences and similarities among objects and things. Students will learn assorting the items of a given group on the basis of a certain common quality. Now if you look at all the objectives that we have, all these objectives have the word similarity or the common quality. Yes children, all these objectives have the word similarity or the word common quality. So that is what analogy is. In analogy, what do we do? A pair of figures, letters, words or numbers. That means a given analogy can be a pair of figures or a pair of letters or a pair of words or a pair of numbers is provided and a similar relationship is followed by another pair of figures, letters, words or numbers. This is also known as similarity or matching pairs. What does analogy mean, children? Suppose we are given a pair of figure. Will be given, or let us take the example of milk and curd. We get milk from curd. Yes children. So in the same way, if I say tree, what do we get from tree? We get wood. Suppose we get wood, or you can also say we'll get fruits or vegetables. Yes, so this is the similarity between the given two pair of words. We'll have two pairs. This is the first pair and this is our second pair. Both the pairs have similarity among them. Here curd we get from milk and wood we get from tree. If I say, if not tree and wood, if I say pen and pencil, is these two are having a connection between them. Pen and pencil are used to write on the books. But do they follow the same relationship as of milk and curd? Do we get pencil from pen? No, we will not get pencil from pen. So this will not be an analogy. Why? Because these two pairs of words are not following the similar relationship. Understood children? The relationships should be the same between both the given pair of numbers or letters or words. The first pair and second pair both should have the similar relationship. It is also known as similarity or matching pairs. What do we mean by a pair? Pair means two, right? A pair of socks, when we say a pair of socks, two socks. So in the same way, here we'll be having two pairs and the both are matching. Matching in terms of what, children? Matching in terms of the relationship between the two pairs. Let us look at some types of analogy. The first one is word analogy. In word analogy, a group of 3 words is given, followed by 4 alternatives. The student is required to choose the alternative which is similar to the group of 4 words. What are they saying in word analogy? See, here we are having 3 words: astronomy, stars, geology, and for the 4th word we are having a question mark. For the 4th word we are having a question mark. So we should find out what will come in place of this question mark. And to find out that answer, we are having 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 alternatives. Yes children, to find out this, to find out the word that comes in place of this question mark, we have 4 alternatives. And from this we have to find out the one that follows the same relationship as the first pair. And why is this called as word analogy? Because here we are given different words. We are given different words. If we look at the understanding of the question, astronomy stars. And how do we read it, children? This, are you looking at these two dots? This will be read as is to, and these four dots together will be read as. How will we read this sentence now? Astronomy is to, this is to, astronomy is to stars as geology is to dash. See here, astronomy is the branch of science which deals with celestial objects such as moon, planets, stars, galaxies, etc. What is the relationship between the first pair of words, astronomy and stars? Astronomy is the branch of science. It is the branch of science which deals with our celestial objects such as stars, moons, planets, etc. And in the same way here, geology, as astronomy is a branch of science, geology is also a branch of science that deals with the physical features and substance of the earth, their history, and the processes which act on them. What does geology study about, children? Geology studies the physical and substance of the earth, history, and the processes which act on them. Now from the given options, sky, geometry, science and earth, which is the correct option? Option D, earth. Astronomy is the study of stars. In the same way, geology is the study of earth. Understanding they both are having the same relation. The first word is the study of the second word here. So astronomy is to stars as geology is to earth. Next, another example. Flowers is related to petal in the same way as book is related to dash. See, what is a flower? If we are to write this in the form of sentence that we got, flower is to petal as book is to dash. This can be the other way of asking this question. The question can be asked like this or in the form of a complete sentence like this. Now if you understand the relation between the first pair, that is flower and petal. What is the relation, children? A flower is made of petals. A flower is made of petals. In the same way, what is book made of? Is book made of pages, content, author or library? Book is made of pages. Yes, children, if you understand the relationship between the first pair, you will be able to apply the same to the second pair. Flower is made of petals. Similarly, book is made of pages. So option A, pages, becomes our correct answer. Next, letter analogy. In letter analogy, a group of letters is given, followed by 4 alternatives. The student is required to choose the alternative which is similar to the group of letters. Now see here, in the previous examples we had word analogies, right, where the relationship between the words was to be understood. But here we are having letters analogy. That means we will be given pairs of letters. AT is to CV as LR is to dash. Sorry, here 2 dots. Yes, LR is to dash. If we look at the given first pair of words, AT is to CV. First, we need to understand the relationship between AT and CV. If we add 2, that means if we look at the alphabets A, B, C, if we move 2 steps from A, we will get our C. In the same way, the second letter is T, right? If we look at the alphabets, again if we move 2 steps from 2, we will get our V. See children, let me write it here. AT is to CV. If we move first A, if we move 2 steps from A, we will get our C. Then we have T. If we move 2 steps from T, we will get our V. Understanding the relationship, A plus 2 is equal to our C. T plus 2 is equal to our V. In the same way, what is our question now? LR. We need to find out the letters for LR which follow the same relation as AT is to CV. Now we have LMN, RST. From L, 2 places. So N will be the first letter. Then we have R. From R, 2 places. That means T will be our second letter. So LR is to NT is our answer. AT is related to CV as LR is related to NT. What is the answer children? Option B, NT is our answer. So in letter analogies, you have to understand the relationship of the letters like this and then apply the same relationship to the next pair of letters as well. Another example, come is related to EOMC in the same way home is related to. Come is related to EOMC. If we look at this word come and EOMC, what do we understand? That O is in the same place, M is in the same place. See in the middle, O and M are unchanged. They are in the same places as in the original word. But if you look at C and E, here C was in first place but here C came last. And here E was in last place but E came first. What is the relationship children here? What is the relationship between come and EOMC? The first and last letters are interchanged. COME is the word, but what did we do? Here E was the last letter, we brought it to the front. C was the first letter, we pushed it to the last. The places of first and last letters are interchanged. In the same way, we have to find out for home. HOME. Again, the middle two letters will be the same. The first and last letters will be interchanged. H becomes the last one. E becomes the first one. EOMH. Where is our EOMH? Here, option C, EOMH is our correct answer. Understood children? What was this? Letter analogy. See, only the first and last two letters are interchanged in their places. So, in the word home, it becomes, H becomes the last one, E becomes the first one. EOMH will be our answer here. Next, mixed analogy. Now we have learnt about word analogy and letter analogy. The next one is mixed analogy. In mixed analogy, a group of combination of numbers or letters or words is given, followed by 4 alternatives. The student is required to choose the alternative which is similar to the given group of combination of numbers, letters or words. Now in mixed analogy, we are given a group of combination. That means a mixture of numbers, letters and words together. Okay, here in the previous examples we had only letters or only words. But in mixed analogy we can have a combination of all of these. For example, here A is to 1 as C is to dash. Remember, right, these two dots we read it as is to and this will be read as A is to 1 as C is to dash. Now we have to understand the relationship between A and 1, and also we have to apply the same relationship to our C. If you look at the first one, A is to 1, A, B, C. If you write the alphabets and then give them numbers. A is the first letter, so A will be 1. B is the second letter, so B will be 2. C is the third letter, so C will be given the number 3. Now from the given question you might say that A is the first letter, so it is given 1. In the same way for C, we should write the number 3. A is the first letter, so it is given the number 1. In the same way, C is the third letter, so that is why it should be given the number 3. But if you look at the options here, can you find 3, children? Can you find 3? No, we cannot find 3. But the 1 can also be written as 1 into 1 is equal to 1. Yes, in the same way if we take 3, C was the third letter, right? So 3 into 3 becomes 9. Understood, children? It is not that you have to understand the relationship between the given pair of letters and words. See here we got A is 1. How did we get it? 1 is the positional value. What is the positional value means? A is in the first position, so its positional value is 1. Now when we had the square means when we multiply the number with itself. 1 into 1 will get 1. In the same way, C's positional value is 3. Again, what is the positional value? C is the third alphabet, or C is the third letter. So that is why its positional value is 3. Now when we take the square of 3, 3 into 3 is equal to 9 is our answer. You might think, why are we not multiplying with 2? Okay, if you multiply 1 into 2, how much will we get, children? We'll get 2 as our answer. But here for A we are having 1. We are not having 2. So we cannot multiply it with 2. That is why we have gone with multiplying with 1 itself, the square of the number. 1 into 1 is equal to 1. In the same way, 3 into 3 is equal to 9. Sometimes depending on the given options, you have to find out the relationship among the given analogies. Understood, children? Next is figure analogy. In figure analogy, a group of figures is given followed by 4 alternatives. What are the 4 alternatives? 4 alternatives are nothing but the options A, B, C and D. The student is required to choose the alternative which is similar to the given group of figures. See again here the first two figures are related to each other in a certain way. In the same way we have to find the missing figure that is also related to the second pair in the same way as the first pair. First let us study the relationship between first and second figures here, that is between the first pair. See in the first figure we are having 2 circles and 1 triangle. In the second figure we are having 2 triangles and 1 circle. Are you able to understand the relationship here, children? Here we had 2 circles and 1 triangle. Now in the second figure the positions are reversed. Triangle is drawn on top and also it has 2 triangles now. Circle is drawn below and also it has only 1 circle in it. In the same way for the second pair we are having a C, also called a semicircle. It is called as a semicircle, and then we are having 2 squares. 1 semicircle and 2 squares. Now tell me what should be there in our fourth figure. Here square should be on top and it should be a single square. Semicircle should be below and it. Yes, see here we had two circles. So in the second figure we'll have only one circle. In the same way here we are having two squares. So in the second figure we'll have only one square. Here we are having one triangle. In the second figure we have two triangles. So we are having one semicircle here. In the second figure we'll have two semicircles. Option B is the correct answer. Here the answer is given wrongly, children, but answer B is our correct answer according to figure analogy. Yes. Explanation. Each one of the upper elements is replaced by an element similar to the lower elements, and each of the lower elements is replaced by an element similar to the upper elements. Yes, also you can say that here we had circle and triangle, but when it came to figure 2 the places interchanged. Here instead of two circles we have triangles, and instead of a triangle we have a circle. In the same way, instead of circle we'll have square, and instead of square we'll have the semicircle. Coming to classification. Classification means to assort the items of a given group on the basis of a certain quality they possess, and then spot the stranger or odd one out. These questions are based on words, letters and numerals. In these types of problems, we consider the defining quality of particular things. In these questions, 4 elements or parts are given, out of which one doesn't belong to the group. You are required to find the odd one. You might be familiar with odd one out questions. Yes, children, we will be given a few words or letters. Understood? From all those, only one of such word or letter does not have the same common quality as the others. It is a little bit different from the others given. Now that will be our odd one out. We have to assort, that means classify or group the items on the basis of a certain common quality they possess. Yes, from the given group, 3 elements will have that quality and the fourth one will not have that quality. So the one that does not have the quality will be our odd one out. Questions on classification type. First one is choosing the odd word. In these types of problems, some words are given which belong to real word. They have some common features except the odd one. You are required to find the odd one out. What are they saying in these type of questions? Will be given 4 words. Yes, we are having 4 words here which are similar to, out of 4 only 3 have a common quality, and the one does not have the same common quality as the others. So that one which does not have the common quality will be the odd one. If you look at the example here, 4 words have been given. What are the 4 words? Sparrow, kingfisher, nightingale and bat. What are the 4 children? Sparrow, kingfisher, nightingale and bat. Now from these 4 words, which is the odd one? Our bat is the odd one out here. Why is it odd one? Sparrow, kingfisher and nightingale. These 3 are our birds, whereas bat is not a bird. So that is why these 3 are the similar ones and our bat is odd one out here. Understood, children? Next, mustard, onion, olive, sesame. What are these? Mustard, onion, olive, sesame. If you look at it, we have mustard oil, we have olive oil, we have sesame oil. These 3 are used to extract oil. We use sesame is nothing but nuvulu. We call nuvulu in Telugu, right? Yes. So we have mustard oil, olive oil and sesame oil. These 3 are used to extract oil. whereas the main purpose of onion is not to extract oil. What do we use onion for? We use onion for eating in dishes, or we eat it raw. Yes, children? So onion will be the odd one out here. Why? Because the other three are used for extracting oil, whereas onion is not used for extracting oil. Next, choose the odd picture or figure. In these types of problems, some groups of pictures or figures are given. One of them is different, and this is to be chosen by the candidate as the answer. Now, what are they saying? Can you see the 4 different pictures here? Yes. Now, from these 4, one picture is not the same as the others. One is different, so we have to choose the one that is different. If we observe all the figures carefully, the figure inside that is this rectangle has 4 sides, yes, and the figure outside has 1 2 3 4 5 sides. Now coming to option B, again inside we have rectangle, it has 4 sides. Outside we are having 1 2 3 4 5 6. The outside figure is having 6 sides. Coming to option C, the figure inside is having 1 2 3 4 5 sides. It is our pentagon, and the figure outside is a rectangle. It has 4 sides. Coming to option D, the figure inside is our triangle. It has 3 sides, and the figure outside is a rhombus, or you can say a diamond shape, which has 4 sides. Now what is the common thing that you are observing here, children? See the figure inside. Okay, let me write in different colors so that we will be able to understand. This had how many? 1 2 3 4 5. This had 6. This had 4. And this has, sorry, I erased the wrong number here. This is 3 and this is 4. Red here represents the number of sides of the figure inside, and blue represents the number of sides of the figure outside. In all the 3 cases, that means in A, B and C, the number of sides of the figure outside is greater than the number of sides of the figure inside. See, 5 is greater than 4, 6 is greater than 4, 4 is greater than 3. But if we look at option C, blue is the sides of the figure outside, right children? The figure outside is having only 4 sides, where the figure inside is having 5 sides. Here the number of sides of the figure inside is greater than the number of sides of the figure outside. See, look at the explanation also. Except figure C, in all other figures, the inner design consists of less number of sides than that of the outer design. Yes, in all the cases, the inner design or the inner shape has less number of sides than the outer shape. Only in option C, we find that the inner shape is having more sides than the outer shape. Now, that is why option C becomes our odd one. It is different from the others given. So, option C becomes our odd one here. Understood, children? And with this, we've come to the end of today's class. We have learned about analogy from the subject reasoning. Yes, I hope today's class was clear. Please visit our website www.aimstoday.in for other information regarding online classes, quizzes, live worksheets, DIY activities, English classes and coding. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving